LeBron James' time with the Los Angeles Lakers might actually be coming to an end. You see, during this year's offseason, LeBron James and his team decided to exercise his player option for the 2025-26 season, and he is now set to make $52.6 million heading into next season. He is going to be taking up 1/3 of the Los Angeles Lakers' entire payroll. And what makes this such big news is that this is the first time in a long time LeBron James didn't decide to extend his contract. No, he has decided that he is going to ride out this player option and head into free agency come 2026. And there are many reasons for this, but the biggest being that LeBron James and his team want to be in a position to win a championship right now. And those goals don't seem to align with what the Los Angeles Lakers are setting out to do for next season. LeBron only has a few more years left before he decides to call it quits, and so he wants to make the most out of every single opportunity. Whereas the Lakers are looking to build towards the future with Luka Doncic as the franchise's next cornerstone. Luka Doncic is still in the middle of his prime, and the Lakers have him under contract for several years. It is very obvious that he is the next face of the franchise out in LA, and to throw away that future in order to please a 40-year-old LeBron James just makes no sense whatsoever. They clearly aren't trying to go at a title run next season. As you can see from the moves that they made this offseason, all they really went out and did was sign Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton. Now, I think DeAndre Ayton is a nice center, way better than what the Lakers had going on last season. I mean, he's going to perform above and beyond what Jackson Hayes did, who will also be returning. However, it all comes down to how DeAndre Ayton plays, because DeAndre Ayton has the talent to be great, but he just lacks the effort and motivation. You can see it in the way he plays defense, in the way he hustles. That was one of the major flaws he had out in Portland, where he was supposed to be reviving his career after a rough stint towards the end of his time with the Phoenix Suns. He was shipped off to Portland, where his career was either supposed to go and die, or he was going to save it. And somehow, after 2 years in Portland, he ended up right in the middle. Now, the contract that the Lakers gave him was quite interesting. He ended up with a 2-year deal worth $16.6 million, with the second year including a player option worth $8.1 million. Now, the reason the Lakers gave him such a short deal, one being that there wasn't too much competition out on the market. Yes, DeAndre Ayton was the best center available by the time the Lakers made the signing, but still, the only other team in the running for DeAndre Ayton were the Milwaukee Bucks, who decided to go out and make the shocking move of acquiring Miles Turner by deciding to get rid of Damian Lillard. Nobody saw that coming. So now that the Milwaukee Bucks were out of the DeAndre Ayton sweepstakes, that really only left the Los Angeles Lakers, who were able to offer him this deal that of course he was going to accept. Now, last year for the Portland Trail Blazers, DeAndre Ayton went out and averaged 14.4 points a game. He only played in about 40. He's had a rough time staying healthy, especially out in Portland, but there isn't really any motivation to go out and play for Portland because they have been terrible since trading Damian Lillard. And besides those 14.4 points per game, he also averaged 1.6 assists, 0.8 steals, 1 block, and most importantly, 10.2 rebounds. He's averaged a triple-double the entirety of his career, and that's where the bar should be. I mean, he is a first overall pick that disappointed. Only 7 years ago, DeAndre Ayton was drafted with the first overall pick above future stars like a Trae Young or a Luka Doncic, who is now his new teammate, which is a bit interesting. But yes, he averages a double-double. He'll go and shoot about 56% from the field. His three-point shot is abysmal, but again, this guy's a center. His job is just grab boards, put up a few points, and be efficient, which is something that he can definitely get better at, especially because he lacks the defensive mindset and ability that a starting center needs in the NBA. That's why he hasn't been able to find a stable home and why he is now on his third team in less than a decade. And before we continue on with the video, I just wanted to remind you guys to slow down, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Every subscription is greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 10,000, so please subscribe. Now let's get back to talking about these Lakers contracts here. like I mentioned earlier, they're set to make big splashes in the 2026 offseason. Why? Because they won't have many contracts on their books. Like I said, LeBron James, his contract is ending after this next season, so that only leaves Luka Doncic, who will be going into a player option, but I'm sure the Lakers look to extend him. Then, of course, Austin Reeves will still be on the roster. Those are the only two big contracts. Austin Reeves is looking to get a massive increase in pay because he currently is only making $14 million. He's still only 27 years old, and if he keeps performing the way he did last season, then of course he is going to get a massive bag. The question is whether the Lakers still see him in their future plans. He does play really good alongside Luka Doncic, and with LeBron James looking like he's more out the door than ever, maybe they decide to keep Austin Reeves and run him as a 1-2 combo with Luka Doncic. So if he does stay on the team, then Luka and Austin will be the best players. And then, of course, the only other guys remaining after next season would be a Dalton Connect, who's still on his rookie deal for quite a while. And then, of course, Jared Vanderbilt, who's only making a middling $13 million a year, which in this market is really, really good. And of course, the only other guys left are lower on the depth chart, like a Shake Milton and Bronny James, who make almost nothing. So like I said, the Lakers will have a lot of cap space, and with their new owner, they were more than willing to go into the luxury tax. He has more billions than you would even think is possible. This new owner is going to take the Lakers to the next level. I'm sure the Buss family had nice money, but I promise you this new guy's pockets run deep, deeper than almost every other owner in the NBA. So it's looking like Luka Doncic and maybe Austin Reeves are the future of this team, with whoever they decide to either go out and trade for or go out and sign. Because other guys on the roster like a Rui, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, they're all going to expire after this season. Either the Lakers decide to blow it up, a semi-little rebuild, trade those guys before their contract expires, maybe get a few picks, maybe a few valuable pieces from them, or they just let them walk and reshape their team through free agency. These are all viable options that the Lakers could choose to go down, but LeBron James doesn't like any of this, which is why he decided to just accept the player option and not extend his contract. He knows what the direction that Rob Pelinka and the rest of the Lakers are taking this team, and he doesn't want to be a part of that because he doesn't have that many more years left in the NBA. It is very cut and dry. Now, the reason the Lakers aren't trading LeBron James right now is because there isn't much of a market for him. It's been reported that not too many teams are interested in a 40-year-old LeBron James who is going to be making $52 million. Of course, LeBron James is still playing at a very high level. Hell, he is a top 10, 15 player in the league at 40 years old. But his age will always be a factor, and his uncertainty for how much longer he decides to play for is also going to influence these other teams. I mean, just last season, LeBron James went out and averaged 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, 7.8 rebounds, shot 51% from the field while playing 70 games for the Lakers. He played 70 games last season, 71 games the year before. He's made the All-Star team more than just about everybody else in NBA history. He was on the All-NBA second team just this season. So LeBron James has much more left in the tank. It just comes down to when LeBron James decides that it's time for his farewell. What I think the big question everybody should be asking is, where will LeBron James go next? Does he go back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, maybe head back to Miami, or does he go to a whole new team right before he retires? We'll see in the near future, but that's about it for this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe like I mentioned earlier. Catch y'all later. Much love. Deuces.